Hey family, I'm Yogi Farron and welcome back to day 17. I'm so excited to see you back in this space again. And today we're going to quiet all the noise outside of this present moment so that you can receive whatever you need to flow through today. Join me in your comfortable seat in the center of your mat, and that can mean that your legs are crossed like so, or you may be seated on your knees. Your mat, your practice, it's most important that you are comfortable. And let's get settled into today's practice. Place your hands on top of your knees, and on an inhale, send your shoulders up by your ears. Exhale, allow them to melt down towards your mat. On your next inhale, bring your hands right in the center of your chest, right above your heart chakra, and let's set an intention for today's practice. What is it that you want to bring to the mat today? What do you need to flow through? What's your why? Take a few rounds of breath as you focus in on that intention. On your next exhale, slowly bat your eyes open. Welcome back. And place your hands to rest outside of your body. Allow just your fingertips to touch the mat. They lightly, gently touching the mat. And on an inhale, you're going to send your gaze up above your crown and hands will meet in prayer position. Exhale, your hands will slice in front of your heart chakra and make their way outside of your body again, back where they started. On an inhale, hands come up above your head. Exhale, they slice it down and make their way back to your mat. One more time, inhale. Gaze goes up, hands meet in prayer position. Exhale. Let them come down back where they started. Bring your hands to your kneecaps and bring your left knee over to your right one and send your right hand directly behind your butt. Allow your gaze to follow, extending over your right shoulder, being sure not to overextend, and you found your place of comfort. On your next inhale, allow your shoulders to come up, and exhale, allow them to sink down towards your mat. On your next exhale, release back to center and bring your right hand over to your left knee. Left hand goes behind your body. Gaze follows. Send your gaze over your left shoulder. And on an inhale, bring those shoulders up by your ears. Exhale and allow them to melt down towards your mat. On your next exhale, release back to center, and let's do our right sides again. Place that right hand either directly behind your butt or in a place of maximum extension that allows you comfort as you send your gaze over your right shoulder. So that means that maybe you send it over towards your left a little bit more. Maybe it's directly behind your butt, your mat, your practice. One more round of breath here. Sit up a little taller. Exhale and release back to center. Bring your right hand over to your left knee. Left hand goes behind your butt. Gaze follows. On an inhale, bring those shoulders up. Exhale and allow them to sink back and down. On your next exhale, release back to center. Next, we're going to bring both our hands over to the right side of our body. Uncross your legs gently. Move with your breath as you make your way to tabletop position. Hands should be placed right under your shoulders. Knees should be parallel with your hands, and the top of your feet should be gently resting on top of the mat. On an inhale, I want you to round your spine and send your gaze to your belly button for cat pose. Spread your fingertips wide as you exhale to release, sending your butt up, crown up, and gaze up for cow pose. Inhale, round your spine for cat pose. Sending that gaze to that belly button. Exhale, release your motion, sending your gaze up for cow pose. Spread your fingertips wide as you inhale, sending your gaze to your belly button. Exhale and release back up to cow pose. Great job. Find a neutral position. Spread your fingertips wide, and I want you to slowly circulate your body in a counterclockwise position. Slowly sending some of your weight forward and back, following your breath in this moment. Take a few circles in one direction. Complete 360 circles. And once you've done 3 or 4, I want you to reverse the motion. So we started clockwise, let's go clockwise. Sending our bodies in a circle, spreading those fingertips wide in our tabletop position. Find a neutral position, relax. Take your hands in gentle circles, lifting one hand at a time. Slight rotation. Spread those fingertips wide, and next, extend your right leg directly behind you. Your toes should be resting gently on the ground or your mat, depending on your height. And on your next inhale, I want you to slowly hover that right leg up off the ground. Flex your feet and send your gaze directly in front of you on your mat. Spread your fingertips wide. Allow that left foot to gently rest on the top of your mat. On your next exhale, return your left knee back to tabletop position. On your next inhale, slowly extend that left leg behind you. Only your toes are touching the ground or your mat. On your next inhale, slowly allow your left leg to hover and flex your foot. Spread your fingertips wide, send your gaze directly in front of you on your mat. Exhale and release back to center. Great job. On your next inhale, extend your right leg behind you, only your toes are touching. And next, extend your left foot behind you to meet. Take one round of breath here. Spread those fingertips wide. And on your next exhale, allow your knees to gently touch the mat. Untuck your toes and send your elbows to the back of the room as you slowly melt down towards your mat. Take this moment to check your hands' alignment. Are they directly under your shoulders? If not, take a moment to readjust. And on an inhale, slowly peel your torso up off the mat. Exhale and release back down to the mat. On your next inhale, slowly move through tabletop position. Tuck your toes. And on your next inhale, allow those knees to hover. Exhale. Send those heels down towards the ground for downward facing dog. Pedal out each leg one at a time, allowing your heels to rise and fall back down to the ground. Spread your fingertips wide. Move as your body would allow. And if that means that you want to be still in this moment, that is okay. I want you to feel what is comfortable for your body in this moment. Find a place of stillness. And next, step one foot in front of the other as you make your way to the top of your mat. Following your breath, no need to rush. Like we're walking on one straight line. Once your feet have met at the front of the mat with your hands, take a moment to hang out here for a nice ragdoll. Grab opposite elbows and take a gentle sway from right to left. Spread those toes wide on your mat. Make sure your sway has control, so nothing too wild. We're following our breath. Exhale, release those fingertips back down to the ground. On your next inhale, you're going to slowly paint up your legs as you send your crown forward for flat back. Elbows are tucked in tight by our sides. Exhale, release your hands back down the way that they came. On your next inhale, I want you to slowly stack your spine. Following your breath, being sure to not be in a rush. Your space, your practice, your mat. Your arms extend out and meet above your head in prayer position, as your head is the last thing that makes its way to the sky. Exhale, hands come in front of your heart chakra and then find their final resting place by their side. Wiggle your fingers. On an inhale, send those shoulders up by your ears. Exhale and allow them to melt down towards the mat. On your next inhale, your arms sweep up above your crown, meet in prayer position. Exhale, slice your hands down towards the mat. On your next inhale, slowly paint up your legs and your crown forward, flat back. Exhale, paint back down your legs and plant your hands outside of your feet. Send your right foot back, gazes forward, and take this moment to check your knees alignment with your ankle. Take this moment to adjust if your knee has extended too far in front of your ankle. It should be right under. Your right heel goes to the back of the room. Spread those fingertips wide. And on your next exhale, send your left foot back to meet your right, plank pose. Take this moment to check your hands alignment with your shoulders. We're gonna hold plank pose for a couple of moments here. And on your next exhale, allow your knees to come down to the mat. Untuck your toes and send your elbows to the back of the room. On your next inhale, slowly peel your front torso up for cobra. Perhaps you go a little higher. Exhale and release back down to the mat. On your next inhale, slowly move through tabletop position. Send those toes together. Knees go as wide as the mat, and slowly guide your butt down to meet your feet for child's pose. Use your hands to guide your forehead to your mat. Extend your hands above your crown, and take a few rounds of breath here. Deep inhale through your nose, and slow loving exhale as you melt closer to your mat and to the tops of your thighs. One more round of breath here. Deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. On your next round of breath, use your hands to help guide your forehead up off the mat. And next, place one hand in front of the other as they make their way back to your body. Let's bring our knees back to tabletop position. Hands are placed underneath our shoulders. And next, extend your left leg behind you. Only your toes touch. Take this moment to check your hands alignment with your shoulders. If they're good, next send your right leg behind you to meet your left. I want you to focus on your core in this moment. Quiet all the noise outside of this present moment. As we get settled into our plank pose, our strong plank. Our butts and hips are squared. Gaze is directly down to the mat. On your next exhale, allow your knees to gently touch the mat, untuck your toes, and send those elbows to the back of the room as you slowly melt down to the mat. On your next inhale, peel your torso up above the mat, and exhale, release it back down the way it came. On your next inhale, slowly move through tabletop position. Next, send those knees as wide as your mat. Toes come together and slowly guide your butt down to meet your feet. Use your hands to help guide your forehead to the mat and extend them above your crown. Let's take a few rounds of breath here in child's pose. Perhaps your arms are fully extended, or they might have a slight bend in them. Find your place of comfort, what feels most comfortable for you. And on the next round of breath, you're going to use your hands to slowly help guide your forehead up off the mat and make your way back to tabletop position. Bringing those knees in closer together and placing those hands underneath our shoulders. Next, I want you to send your right foot behind you. And when that feels good, after you spread your fingertips wide, allow your left foot to go back to meet it. Take this moment to square your hips down towards the ground. Send your gaze to the ground. Spread those fingertips wide. Exhale and release your knees to the mat. Untuck your toes and send your elbows to the back of the room. Allowing your torso to melt down towards your mat. On your next inhale, slowly peel your front torso up off the mat. Exhale and release back down. On your next inhale, slowly make your way Back through tabletop to child's pose. So spread those knees as wide as your mat. Bring those toes together and use those hands to help guide your head down to your mat. Your arms can be fully extended or they can have a slight bend in them. Allow your body to melt in closer to the mat and the tops of your thighs with each round of breath here. Find a place of stillness and comfort. On your next round of breath, use your hands to help guide your forehead up off the mat. Using each hand to stack behind each other, making their way back to your body. And once you made it to your body, bring those knees together. Bring both hands over to the left side of your body and extend your legs out in front of you, one at a time. Once you're here, use your hands to scooch to the center of your mat. Extend both legs in front of you as you make your way to Savasana. One leg at a time. Palms face the ceiling, heels are together and toes flap open. If you need to, take this moment to check to see if your shoulders are flush with the ground. How does this feel as we get sinking? How does this feel as we're sinking into our mat? Wiggle your fingers. Allow those move. Let's sink into our mat. Take a few rounds of breath here. Being present in this moment. Let's sink into our mat here, being present in this moment. Allowing deep inhales through our nose and slow, loving releases through our mouth as our bodies sink in more to the mat. As we are becoming more present of this moment, we're quieting all the noise outside of this space. And when our mind starts to wander, we return back to our breath. Deep inhale through your nose, slow, loving release through your mouth. On your next inhale, slowly guide your right leg up to your inner left thigh for reclined tree. Flex your left foot, allow your palms to face the ceiling. Give yourself a big smile. Your hands can be placed out like they were in Savasana. You may place one on your stomach and one over your heart chakra, or you can place them on the insides of your thighs. Find the place most comfortable for you and take one more round of breath before you remove your hands if they're resting on your thighs, and then you extend your right leg back to meet your left. On your next inhale, bring that left leg up, that left foot up to meet your right thigh. Allow your palms to rest in your place of comfort, either on your thighs, one on your chest, and one on your stomach. Find the place that's most comfortable for you. Take a few rounds of breath here in our loving reclined tree. And on your next exhale, release your hands and extend your left leg back to meet your right. On your next inhale, bring both your legs up, giving them a big hug. Your gaze is sent to the sky and you grab each elbow. Try to bring your knees as close to your chest that is comfortable. And next, I want you to take a gentle sway from left to right, giving a gentle massage on your lower back. If this feels good, perhaps you go a little bit further on each side, and if it doesn't, you found a place of stillness. On your next exhale, release both your hands and your legs back to Savasana. On your next round of breath, slowly guide your left hand over to the right side of your body as you make your way to fetal position. Take your time and follow your breath. And once you're here and you feel comfortable, Use both of your hands to help guide your body back up to your comfortable seat that we started today's practice with. Right in the center of your mat. Once you made it to your comfortable seat, close your eyes. Let's quiet the noise today. I want you to bring your intention back to your intention for today's practice. Bring those hands right in the center of your chest, right above your heart chakra, and take a few rounds of breath as we focus in on that intention. I encourage you to move through the rest of your day with your why, your week, or 2021, whichever serves you the best. It's been a pleasure practicing with you today, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow on day 18. Bring those thumbs up to rest in the center of your eyebrows, right on your third eye, and give it a gentle massage. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Namaste. See you tomorrow, family, on day 18.